As of this recording, Independence Day is right around the corner. You know the story. In the US, that day came July 4, 1776.
Also called the 4th of July, Independence Day marks the historic date in 1776 when the Declaration of Independence was approved by the Continental Congress. The written declaration stated that the American colonies were tired of being ruled by Great Britain. They wanted to become their own country. Independence Day, known colloquially as the 4th of July, is a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the Declaration of Independence, which was ratified by the Second Continental Congress on July 4, 1776, establishing the United States of America.
Why would the colonies be tired of being ruled by England?
In 1764, Parliament enacted the Sugar Act, an attempt to raise revenue in the colonies through a tax on molasses. Although this tax had been on the books since the 1730s, smuggling and laxity of enforcement had blunted its sting. Now, however, the tax was to be enforced. An outcry arose from those affected, and colonists implemented several effective protest measures that centered around boycotting British goods. Then in 1765, Parliament enacted the Stamp Act, which placed taxes on paper, playing cards, and every legal document created in the colonies. Since this tax affected virtually everyone and extended British taxes to domestically produced and consumed goods, the reaction in the colonies was pervasive. The Stamp Act crisis was the first of many that would occur over the next decade and a half.
And on July 4, 1776, as mentioned before, the US would gain its independence. You know, this reminds me of another group of people who were oppressed as well, and something was given to them too. Or better said, something was restored to them that they should be celebrating as well.
Deuteronomy 5:12. Observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy, as Yahweh your God commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh your God. In it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter or your male slave or your female slave, or your ox, your donkey, or any of your cattle, or your sojourner who is within your gates, so that your male slave and your female slave may rest as well as you. You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and Yahweh your God brought you out of there with a mighty hand, with an outstretched arm. Therefore Yahweh your God commanded you to observe the Sabbath day.
This was not the only thing this special day was to commemorate.
Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of Yahweh your God. In it you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male or your female slave, or your cattle or your sojourner who is within your gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy.
God is then known by this commandment as a mighty redeemer and also as a loving creator. Yes, many nations do have a special day where they can celebrate their independence. Once a year, actually, even. Not bad, right? But God did them one better. God has given us a day that we can celebrate once a week. Look around you or turn on the news. This world is crazy. It is messed up. It is bad. The oppression is still out there in different forms as well. One day in a not so far future though, just as the Creator God saved His people with a mighty hand from slavery and oppression, it will be seen that He will do it again. For all, of course, who are in Christ. In the meantime, know that you're not here by chance or evolution. Every seventh day is a memorial of that. And what day is that? I'll see you on the next one.